Land of Afghan tribesmen. In it, they seize a dead sheep and try to touch it down in a goat area. The winner takes the sheep. Whether it's then worth having is a very moot point. When the ceasefire was established in March, the valley celebrated with Burch. Playing it today is one sign of the Panjshir's normalcy in the middle of Afghanistan strife. The guest of honor is, of course, Shah Massoud. It's one sign of his personal primacy, his success as a guerrilla commander who commands territory the Russians don't touch. Even Massoud, celebrated as he is, runs the risk, common to all, of being ridden down by the participants. And then he turns to the real business, signing a score of chits. This is Massoud's writ, and it runs throughout the Panjshir and its side valleys. Permission to travel, to trade goods, settlement of a dispute. Power runs from the tip of Massoud's pencil and the flourish of his signature. But Massoud's guerrillas depend on the lifeline from Pakistan. Panjshir is in the remote northwest and is a huge armour, recoilless rifles, Kalashnikovs and ammunition. Much of it is Chinese made, the Chinese characters carefully blacked out on the boxes. Panjshir is the clearing centre for the Afghan supply caravans. By comparison with the Soviet equipment ranged against them, it's all very light stuff, a reminder of the unequal resources possessed by the two opposing sides. Normally, caravans set out daily. It's a 10-day slog to Massoud's Panjshir Valley through rough mountains. Half of it is done by day, the rest by night for security. But in 3 months, the Russians only cut the route 3 times. The end of the trail is the safe haven of the Panjshir Valley, broad, fertile, and now at peace along its 70-mile length. With the side valleys, it adds up to a several hundred square mile ceasefire area. In it, Massoud tries to run a pure form of Islamic government. These elders have come by bus from all parts of the valley for an elders' council. This is how the valley is governed. Massoud listens and takes advice, but in the end, his word is the decisive one. The valley has been quiet for 8 months now, but Massoud's own last battle was over a year ago. The only sign of Soviet activity is at the valley's mouth at Anawa. It's a mixed garrison of Soviet and Afghan government troops. It's highly vulnerable to pressure. Even the water has to be brought up by convoy. 2 Soviet Mi-8 helicopters service the base every day between 10:30 and 11 in the morning. Though they carry Afghan markings, it's almost certain that the pilots are Russian. The road convoy from Kabul runs twice a week. The casual way the troops sit in their vehicles points to their knowledge of and acquiescence in the ceasefire. They're not expecting an attack. But if Anawa were besieged, then its air supply routes are highly vulnerable to Massoud's machine gun emplacements sited high on the valley slopes. Elsewhere in Afghanistan, these helicopters bomb and strafe villages. If the ceasefire ended, their mission in Panjshir would be very different. Occasionally, Massoud's critics argue that he should attack Anawa, as he attacked 4 other Soviet bases in the valley. For the moment, though, he feels he gains more by the ceasefire than by a return to the offensive.